Happy Saturday. Well, not Saturday. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. We made it. We made it through another week. Came out on the other side. We looking good. We looking sharp. We looking like all these females want us because we know they do. That's right. Welcome to the All About Aviation channel. My name is Greg. I'm going to be your pilot, your internet pilot tonight. We're flying, as you can see, the Pmdg 737 and another episode in the Get Good episode. We're going to go over everything from nuts to bolts, A to Z, and all that good shit. And we're going to be flying from, but we'll show you. We're going to be flying from one part of Malaysia to another, from Kuching International to Kuala Lumpur. So I'm basing this off of a real flight. So without further ado, I do apologize about being a little bit late. I had an appointment with a customer that at like 7 o'clock tonight, or 6:30 actually, and it ran late. So, and yeah, man, now we're here. So please let me just grift just a little. So we got super chats available. We got memberships available. Become part of the Aviation Nation. You know, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, notification, leave a comment, do all that good stuff. And let's get into this. So I checked. There's no updates available. That's good. That's real good. Let me change some of the assistance settings. Let me turn off the auto trim. Let's turn that off. We can turn that off as well. And user experience, we have enforce the flight plan. Okay, that's good. And then let's go ahead and go to general options. Let's make sure Pmdg is off. Let's make sure photogrammetry is off, at least to start off with. And we can turn off the tooltips. So those settings I had for the F14. So auto trim comes in real handy because the trim I have on the trim wheel I have on my flight stick, it doesn't really work, to put it bluntly. I mean, I can sit there and scroll, and like the trim like barely moves. It takes forever to. So it's not a really good way to adjust the trim on that airplane. All right, so let's go ahead to the world map ski here. Let's get our Pmdg 737. Let's get our Malaysia livery. I came close to doing a Scandinavia flight, but I couldn't find one that I liked in the 738. So came close to doing Air Europa. There's plenty of Ryanair, but I'm not doing that to you guys. I'm not doing that to you guys at all. Air Algiers, I came real close to doing, but this Malaysia flight was a little bit shorter. And so that's part of the reason why we're doing it. I also like the livery better. All right, where is Malaysia? No, I got it. I know I have it. So this flight we're doing is based off of a real flight. Flight 2597. Where the deuce is... Oh, here we go. Malaysia Air. Okay. I'm like, I know I have it. All right, I don't know the tail... Well, you know what? I could probably look up the tail number. Let me see here. Let me go to flight stats. All right, flight stats. Let's go to... All right, we got MAS. Where's Malaysia Air? There we go, Malaysia Air. And we got 2597. 2597. Enter, search. All right, there we go. We do actually have the tail number. Doesn't say what gate they left from, though, but that's okay. All right, so the tail number is let's go back, and it's 9 M dash MXX. I don't think they're gonna put this on the. Whoa. Oh, I guess I gotta type it in here. 9M. I don't think they're actually gonna put this on the plane, but on like the little propeller planes they usually do, but I don't think on this plane they're gonna do it. All right, that's the tail number. And we got MAS 2597. All right, very good. So that's all done. Let's go ahead and type in the airport that we are using. Let me get back to that page. It is got too many pages open. WBGG. WBGG. Shing. This is runway 7. That is runway 7. All right, let's wait for this to buffer. Hang on, I gotta check that. If you hear that beeping, that's actually my dinner. But you know what? Give me one minute. I'll be back in like. Hang on, let me type this in real quick on the header. All right, be back in a few minutes. All right, I'll be back in just a few minutes. And I'm back. I started getting my dinner together before I went on tonight, but I'm not gonna have time to fuck with it. I'll do it afterwards. But that beeping you heard was a pressure cooker. Finishing its pressure, finish cooking. So I like to make my pasta in there, but it's gonna take too long to finish getting the meatballs in and the vegetables. It's kind of like a pasta primavera that I'm making. All right, let's go ahead and get there. Let's go fly. Now, what we are going to do with this plane tonight is set it up as if it's like a real plane with all the settings in the FMC. So in the bottom of the description, if you click on the description of the video, very bottom is a link for Pmdg's documentation. There's a few documents available for the 737. One of them is for Xbox, and it gives you all the settings for like, well, you'll see, for like the displays and the equipment and all that for a lot of the airplanes that are available. So like American's in there, Southwest, Qantas, Ryanair, KLM, Delta, you know, so there's not one for Malaysia, but I'm just going to use Qantas because that geographically is the closest. So we're going to use that, and it's got everything for pretty much like all the first two sections. All right, let me put on the volume here. And let's go ahead and before we do anything, let's get this all set up, and then we'll get the gate closed and all that, you know, the jetway connected and all that. So this system here, with everything off, we can access it. You just have to hold the menu button in. Let me make sure everything is okay. Sometimes this plane spawns with like a big hole right here. So when that comes, you have to do a, you know, when that happens, I just restart everything. All right, so let's go into setup. We're gonna go to aircraft, and equipment and displays is what is on this setup that they have available. So, all right, like I said, I'm using Qantas, and they have it for the 737, the 738, and the 739. Oh, look, they do have our registration number in there. Very cool. All right, so the first one is Honeywell. Wow, really? We don't use Collins, we use Honeywell? That's an old system. All right, very good. All right, Honeywell. All right, wings level. Wide scope capture is allow. Auto land. So you have fail pass, and then you have fail OP. To do fail OP, you have to have the newer autopilot. It also gives you this third button here as well. If you want to do a category 3 auto land, you need to have this setup here with Collins and fail OP. So like I said, in order to do category 3, where you do the rollout and the flare automatically, you have to have that set. So, all right, so allow, fail, pass. Go to the next page. Double D rate is no. Takeoff bump is yes. All right, we have 18, 6,000, and yes, that's okay. All right, V1 callout is off. Bank angle on callouts on. Okay, minimums is none. Minimums call is none. And 2,500 feet call is radio altimeter. All right, so we have 2,500, 1,500. Those are all okay. 2,500 is yes. 1,000 is yes. 500 is yes. All right, 400 is off. 300 is off. 200 is off. The next two are on. 40 and 30 is off and on. These two are on as well. All right, airspeed low Earl is on. Terrain peaks in mode is no. Show water in cyan is no, even though I like that feature, but it's okay. All right, ETOPS no. Dual battery package is no. And yep, that's a yes for that. All right, let's see here. Then we have 1500, 1500, 800, 3000, 18,000. Even though I don't think that's the right transition altitude in this area. But that's what they have for Qantas. Well, you know what? Let me actually see what our charts say, because I'll just default to that. Let me see what our takeoff chart says in our arrival chart. All right, so we got 11,000 and 11,000. All right, so let me put that in. That way I don't have to change it later. So let's do 11,000 here. 11,000. You can always change it in the flight management system later, like after we put the flight, after we put the flight details in and all that, when we're going to the cruise page and the descent and all that, we can plug it in manually there. All right, default transition altitude. Let's do flight level 11,000. All right, let's get back to the setup chart here. And let's see here, what are we looking at? Engine acceleration. All right, we got 800 there. Max fixes is 6, and then we have 15 there as well. Auxiliary fuel system is NA. All right, so that's still NA there. All right, let's see here. Standby instruments is ISFD with analog RMI. All right, heads-up display. Even if they didn't have it, I'm putting it in. But they do have a heads-up display system in Qantas, so we'll keep that on too. All right, HGS, GS ref line, and PRI. That's on. Okay, yaw dampener gauge is yes. All right, performance and improvement package. No to short field. Yes, the auto probe heat, which is cool. I like that. Flight test package is no, and then we have carbon for the brakes. All right, exterior lights is original with pulse. Eyebrow windows is no. We have 2 class of cabins. Air stairs are a no. And cutoff style switch is old. Okay. Let's see here. And then we have yes for this whole page. Auto ignition is yes as well, which is good. Pressurization panel is no, is old. Window shades. And then we do have a tablet, so that's fine. And Wi-Fi antenna. We got KU band. And we have classic for the nav radios. All right, so that's all done. We have one more section to do with this spreadsheet we have from Pmdg. All right, so displays, we have PF, D, and ND. We have split axis, and then we have on, and 100 knots bug is off. Rising runway is on. That's on, that's on. Round radial dials off, and then AOA dial is on. All right, landing bar is on. 2,500 foot alert is off. Low airspeed show landing, and PFV is off. Okay. EFIS, on. All right. Track up is yes. BSD is on. Range arcs are on. Show next altitude constraints. That's surprising. They have that as no. All right. VOR course lines. That is off. All right. Minimum 5,000 foot runway. That's fine. TCAS 3-mile range is off. Show other traffic. All right. There's no setting for that. We'll just leave that. We'll leave the range there, and the altitude separation, we'll just leave all that standard. All right, engine side-by-side display is no. We have 5 minutes here. All right, oil quantity. Indication is percent, and then low oil on. Yep, on. All right, just about done. Max thrusters, yep, always. And then we have low fuel alert, below 900. Let's change this to kilograms. All right, 900 is good. Total fuel display, no. And then we have kilograms, and then off and off. Some weird settings they got, isn't it? All right, so that's all done. Let's go to failures. Now we don't have to pay attention to the spreadsheet anymore. We have, like, if you can look, it's like a big spreadsheet with sorry, I kind of get confused which way the camera. Is it letting me scroll? See, look, it's got like all the airplanes listed, and then it's got many pages that we can scroll through. But anyways, yeah, click on that link. You can see it. It's got a lot of it's got almost all the liveries that are available. All right, let's go back to our flight plan. All right, so all right, we got all systems. Random service base failures is on. Maintenance. Hey, what's up, dude? Happy Saturday morning. All right, that's good. And before we save this, let's go back one time. Let's go to options. Let's go to simulation, and let's just make sure. All right, service-based failures is on. That's fine. Sync. That's good. A lot of this stuff I leave defaulted. Let's see here. Pause at top of descent. No. You can pause it at the top of your descent if you want. Here's where we can choose our time when we speed up the plane. So you can go 16x, which Pmdg does not recommend that. But we got 2x, 4x, 6, I'm sorry, 8. Shit, we got to go back. Hey man, that's good. You need those every once in a while, especially going into the weekend. In order to speed up the time, we have to click the top of this here. We'll do that when we get into the air. Yeah, man, relaxing days are good. All right, yokes move when lowered, no. Rudder. Now, I'm going to leave this on, but I need to flip it back and forth first. Otherwise, it doesn't usually work. When you have rudder only, you have a bigger steering. You have a much wider range of steering than tiller and rudder. So you can put it on whatever you want, but that's what I do. Performance, you really never need to touch. The only thing I do is go into where is, hang on, there's something I'm looking for. Where did it go? Oh, right here under simulation, IRS options. I like having it on fast 30 seconds. You can put it on realistic if you want, or instant. I'm not doing that. And then we can change the colors of anything display-wise through here. If you do want to change it, you just have to type in a number between, like, I think it's 0 to 300 or 0 to 250. And then it'll start changing this. And then if you want to reset it, just reset it back. So, all right. So now that we have everything set up how we want it, you can come up here to startup state and you can choose what you want. I usually have cold and dark with the GPU. And then here's all the ones that I've saved so far. We're getting ready to save this one. So in order to save it, yeah, man, that sounds sweet, man. A nice long flight with that plane, just kick back and just listen to it. Yeah, I'm down for that, that's for sure. So we're going to save this. So let's click save. And then we're going to type in MAS for Malaysia. Actually, we'll type in MAS.1 in case we make another one. And then click file name. Click execute. And then once this saves, this should save to this livery forever. Anytime you choose this livery, it should be good now. All right, now in order to make sure everything is good, we're gonna do my favorite thing. We're gonna do a restart. Yes! Love restarts. All right, let's restart. Yeah, man, that 707 is gonna be nice. I'm sure I've flown on that plane before. In real life, because I flew quite a bit when I was a kid. Hey man, that's some good shit. There's some good planes right there. A DC-3 and a Stratoliner. Yeah, that's some good shit, man. I'm excited. All right, those lights should kick off here in a minute. There we go. All right. So, let me go outside real quick. Yeah, see, we still have the air stairs. That's not supposed to be there. Let's get rid of them. So, let's go back down yonder. Now, as far as entering the weight and the fuel and all that, I'll show you how to do it if you don't have SimBrief. You know, a SimBrief connection. So let's hold the menu button again. This time, we don't need to go into setup. This time, we're going to go to actions. You already sound sold, whether they have it or not. But yeah, I hear you, man. I'm sure they'll have Olympic. I mean, there's a lot of planes out there with Olympic. You know, in the Microsoft Simulator world, I'm sure they'll have it. If they don't, we should raise some hell. All right. So if you're going to enter your fuel and your payload and all that manually, you need to go into these two here first. So you can do this one of two ways, okay? We can either type in whatever number we want right here, okay? Which will be like the total fuel for the trip. Hit return. Go under ground services. Go to this page and then type in that number again and hit enter here. And then now you'll be set. You don't have to call the, you don't have to call the fuel truck or anything like that. Okay. Same thing with the people. Same thing with our payload. If you want to use, if you do not want to use any of the equipment that comes with this, like any of the loaders, the jetway, the fuel truck, and all that, if you do not want to use any of that stuff, you need to enter the exact information on this page and the exact information on the fuel page. If you want to have the fuel truck come by and connect the jetway and have the loader trucks come in with the baggage, then set this to 0. Right? And then set your payload to empty. I'm doing this way because we're going to set it from our flight plan. You also have doors here where you can open and close the doors. Pushback we're going to use a little bit later. Never forget to remove the chocks when you back up. Otherwise, you'll back up, but then you will not move forward. All right, ground services, let's release the stairs. Right? So if it's in yellow, it means it's connected. So let's release the stairs. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. A Boeing? Oh, yeah. Absolutely, man. Yeah, Boeing was the shit for many years, man. Boeing and Douglas. And then Airbus came along, and now Boeing's fallen to shit, and Douglas doesn't exist anymore. So we want to get rid of... So anytime something is in green, that means you can activate it, right? So right now, if we were to put in passengers, they would load. When you call the fuel truck over, once this turns green, you can then click start. It'll start putting the fuel in. Then when it's done, you just click, for the truck to go away. So here we're going to use the jetway. So let's click on stairs to change it. Right? Now we go back to the first page, and let's click this right here. And that'll bring the jetway over. It'll bring it over, so it'll give our airplane a nice little kiss. That's pretty much it for getting the initial part of setup. I mean, we went through all the setup pages, to get the airplane how you like it. This one, like I said, is set up for Qantas because that's the closest in geographical range to the Malaysia plane. So these are all what you would see in if you were in a Qantas 738 right now, you should see this exact layout. The Honeywell system, all these gauges, the old style nav system. So, all right, ground power is connected. Let's get the battery going. Let's get our flight plan pulled in. Yeah, yep. Yeah, the 707 is awesome. The 717 is probably my favorite. But I'm really upset that other company made the 717. I was really hoping a better company would have made it. Yep, that's cool. All right, let's click this button here. And let's click on this. Hopefully it works. I can never get this damn thing to work properly. You know what? Give me a second. Let me actually use my actual Xbox controller for this part. Because for some reason, the flight stick just does not, like... The mouse doesn't operate properly with it. The flight stick, it's too cumbersome to do all this with the flight stick. It's fine for flying. But for this part, I'd rather use the Xbox controller. So let's go here, click that. Turn on our ground power. Oh yeah, the 727. I forgot about that plane too. Let me make sure we got sim rate. All right, sim rate, that's the right controller. Let's arm the emergency lights. Let's put our seatbelt signs on. All right, very good. Now let's come over here. Let's bring in our flight plan. So we're going to use every screen in here. There's really not that many screens. You know, you have this screen. You have your setup screen. You know, where you can set up everything you see here. All right, let's do kilograms. 720. I don't think I've ever heard of a 720. That's crazy. I'll have to look that up, what a 720 is. We're going to use hectopascals out here since we're in Malaysia. Kilograms. All right, save preferences. We don't have anything here yet because we don't have a flight plan. So let's go home. Let's request this from SimBrief. Now we have Kuching to Kuala Lumpur. That's the flight number in real life, MAS 2597. Let's go ahead and get the IRS aligned. So let's come back here. Let's put this on heading STS. Let's put this on nav, and this one on nav. And let's put our anti-collision lights on. Now let's come down here. Let's click on FMC. Now this system that they have is AirAC 2204. So if you're in SimBrief and you're building this in SimBrief, use AirAC 2204. I think the one I'm using is actually 2202, I think. But whatever. All right, let's go to position initialization. I thought it was 2202. That's why I used that one when I made the flight. But all right, let's go to position. Let's go to the next page. That's probably correct. Let me check it on SimBrief. Let me check the coordinates. 129. Yep, that's correct. Let's choose that. And now let's click on here. And now our position is set. You notice the ADF indicator flipped automatically. So now we're going to go to route. So let's request the flight plan. Right here, here's our flight plan. And we're going to set the fuel and the payload here in a minute. Let's select the route. Wow, short dirt runways. A Boeing plane on a short dirt runway. Shit, that's news to me, man. I have no idea. That's cool. I had no idea about that plane. I can't believe Boeing has a spaceship that they sent up into space, man. With all the issues they got with all their planes around the world right now, they're worried about spaceships. Unless there's like a huge asteroid or comet coming towards Earth in the next 5 years, and like they're getting everything together so they can get as many, you know, quote unquote, like, you know, people they need to save. Maybe, you know, like maybe something's happening and behind the scenes, and they're just not telling everybody. All right, let's get our main panel lights on. I like turning this one down a little bit. That's this one right here. This is always kind of too bright for my liking. All right, let's turn up GigaChad. That's cool, man. That's real cool. I never even heard of that plane before, 720. All right, let's get these panel lights on. Oh yeah, our color is still the same. So I guess that changing the color, I guess that's universal for like every plane. I thought that was only for the plane like at the time, but it looks like the changes that I made stick for every plane. And let's turn up this one. Turn the circuit breaker on a little bit. Let's do ground power is fine. All right. So let's finish putting our flight plan in. So we got to click load now. Man, that's cool, man. A Boeing that can land anywhere. That's awesome. All right, let's activate it and execute. Very good. So now our flight plan is in. Let's go ahead and we don't need to save it, but we are going to go back to flight plan request. And we're going to go back to sim brief route. And now we're going to set the payload. And we're now going to set the fuel. And now all that is set now. So let's go to route. Let's go to departure arrival. Hey man, that sounds good to me. Give me the biggest plane that they made for the 707. I'm gonna do some research on that plane because I looked at some pictures of it. Like, it doesn't look like the engines are like really like big engines, but the plane is big, man. Like, the plane looks like it's pretty big. So I'm excited for this plane. I'm very excited for this plane to come out. I'm excited for almost any plane to come out. Shit. But if it's an old jetliner, you know, like an MD-11 or the 707, or just, I mean, that to me is cool. All right, let's go departure. We have runway 7. And we have ESA 1K. So ESBA 1K. We have no transition, so execute that. Let's go back to departure arrival. Let's go to arrival. We have 32. We have RNAV Y 32 right. Ooh, we might not have an RNAV Y. Let's see here. RNAV 32 right. Iguri. That's fine. And we have Sorrow 1G. All right, Sorrow 1G. All right, execute. All right, now let's go to legs. We're almost ready to back up, actually. So let's go to legs. Let's go ahead and... Oh, you know, the picture I looked at made it look huge. That's interesting that it's like the 737. Let's put this on plan. And let's look at our flight plan. So we're going to start right here. If you're not on page 1, click on legs. That'll bring you to page 1. Now we're going to click this step button and see if we have any discontinuities. Nope, our flight plan looks okay, actually. So very good. Legs is good. Let's get the APU started. Let's get the jetway moved away. So let's come back here again to actions. Let's get rid of the jetway. Let's get the doors closed up, the APU on. Let's get ready to turn the engines on and back up. So here again, click on this button. Yeah, I mean, a lot of engines back then were small like that, but it just looks weird, like on such a big plane, you know? Yeah, I hear you. It just looks weird. When I thought the plane was much bigger, it just kind of looked weird to me. All right, let's contact the ATC to get our clearance for our takeoff. So if we're taking off on runway 7, that's going to the north. Let me say south and see what they say, because usually you got to request the opposite direction. Of course, they give us the wrong runway. All right, whatever. We'll change it to runway 25. Let me change it in Navigraph real quick. Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch. And we're going to do another low flight. So we have to stay about 10,000 feet when we take off. We have to get up to about 10,000 feet. But after that, we're going to go down to about 4,000 feet and pretty much stay there the whole flight. That way we can see the ground. Nice. Nice. All right, let's do, what was our takeoff again? Sorrow 1, I think. I know, Asaba. Asaba. All right, let's change our takeoff info and then we'll back up. Interesting. I had no idea. Like, you know, as much as I'm into planes, like, I've never, like, researched that kind of stuff. That's cool. Oh, I didn't mean to take a screenshot. Oops. Very cool, my friend. That's cool. All right, let's make sure the door is closed. All right, door is closed. Let's go ahead and bring up the pushback screen. All right, let's change our departure info. So we're actually now going to do runway 25. And we're doing this 1E. And execute. And everything's good now. All right, let's get the APU turned on. So for that, let's turn on the aft fuel pump. Let's come up here and turn on the APU. I'm going to put this up to 12,000 because we're going to climb up to 12,000 feet before we get down to 4,000 feet. Let's put on APU bleed. Now this is going to spin up and then it's going to spin back down. Once it gets back down to about 3,000 or so, we'll see this light come on right up here. And then we have to pull these two generator buttons down. All right, what's our landing altitude? What is the height of the airport? So 69. All right. 69. All right, so we'll put that on 100. Yeah, there's definitely some exciting stuff coming out between that 707 and that Fokker 2, I think it is, or I forget what the number is, but that new Fokker plane that's coming out too is awesome. All right, let's put the generators on. Oh, no wonder I can't hear anything. I'm not plugged into the right controller. Like, why can't I hear anything? All right, APU bleed is on. Let's turn on the electric hydraulic pumps. Let's turn on the window heat. The probes are on auto on this plane. All right, let's back up and get the rest of our system. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's finish setting up our takeoff real quick now that we have the correct info. So let's go to N1 and I'm sorry, let's go to init. Let's request the info. Oh, really? I didn't know that the F-20 was out that long. That sucks. I thought we were getting something brand new on Xbox. All right, let's click load. Let's click execute. All right, and our flight plan fuel is, let's see what it says here is 8.3. So let's put that in here, 8.3. That's fine. We'll change the speed. Oh yeah, Caravel too. Shit. There is so much good stuff coming, man. Damn. Yeah, I completely forgot about the Caravel. All right, let's change our cruising altitude to 12,000 feet. If we can, actually. We might not be able to do 13. Let's look at the flight plan. We might not be able to do that. Oh no, we gotta. All right, let's do 15,000 feet then. let's do 15,000 feet then. Because we have some constraints with the flight plan where we have to be at 13,000. All right, where's MooPep at? All right, so when you have that kind of an issue where it's like you can't do the speed or whatever, so we're just going to do, we're going to change that. So we're going to do 265, B for below, and then keep the same altitude, 3100A. That should work. Yep. And now there's no more error message. Hell yeah, a lot of planes will be sitting in the hangar for a long time. Not the F-14. Not the F-14. That thing is never getting put away. Alright, so we got a cost index of 38. That should be in our system. Yep, 38. That's fine. Alright, let's go to N1 limit. Let's get that info from the tablet. So let's go ahead and click on this. Let's go to performance tool. Let's we don't have all the info in here, so let's click here. We'll go to 25, and now we're going to import this from the aircraft. Import the weather, and now calculate. All right, so flaps 5, takeoff. So 51 is going to be our temperature. So let's put that in here, 51. Just about ready to go. And is there a D rate? Nope, if there was a rating, like a D rate, it would say it here. So just normal takeoff. That's fine. Now let's go to flaps. So first I want to go to the next page. I want to enter in the runway slope and the wind. So the wind is variable by 2, so we'll just do a heading. Oh yeah, they're in it for the long haul, man. Jester cracks jokes, man. I like when I do some bad landings and he cracks jokes. He's like, it's gonna be a little hard to fly now. She took the wings off the plane. I like Jester, man. Whoever decided to make him like crack little jokes, I think that's pretty funny. All right, so the slope is 0.37, and the heading is 248. So we're gonna do the opposite of that for takeoff for the wind. So we're just gonna say like 68, and then 2 degrees. So all right, so we have 37. 0.37, 0.37, and then we got 68 and 2 degrees. I'm sorry, 2 knots. Flaps 5, and let's see if it does the center of gravity automatically. Yep, it does. So trim 4.74. So we'll change that before we go. And then we got 140, 144, and 148. Here we have 142, 144, and 148. The CG is a little different. All right, 142, 144, 148. So, oh yeah, you know what? That doesn't have the QNH in. Let's see if I change the QNH. It's 1011 hectopascals. Let's change this to hectopascals. Let's come over here. Let's click on this. And we got 1011. All right, let's do... All right, we'll just do what's in here for now, and then let me see if I can change this to 142. There we go. All right, so we are now ready. We got everything in. The only thing left to do is forecast for descent, but we can do that when we are in the air. There's no reason to do that now. So let's go ahead and back up. and get the engines on. So let's get the truck here. So let's first make sure our parking brake is on. Let's remove the chocks. Now, usually when you remove the chocks, it removes the ground power equipment automatically. So straight out, and I always get confused with this. So I do so many planes that I forget what this one is. All right, nose to the right, I think that means from like inside the airplane. Nose to the right, like from inside the airplane. So we're gonna do nose to the left and see if I'm correct. All right, we got to select the tug. And now click start.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I would have never bought it myself. Well, you know what? I might have after you bought the other two planes.
Copy that. Ready to push. Tail to the right.
You know, since you bought the those two MiGs, I started really enjoying. So there's a chance, but I don't know if I would have bought the heat blur one. I may have bought one of the other ones, which would have been a shame. All right, let's turn the parking brake off. Parking brake should be off.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. Oh, I hope I didn't mess it up. I think I did. Let me click stop and start again. I think I messed it up by flipping the brake on.
Copy that. Ready for push. Tail right. Release brake, please.
Yep. Yeah, I believe that. Alright, now we should start getting... There we go. I mean, if they push us the wrong way, it's no big deal. Alright, let's get the rest of the fuel pumps on. Let's put this on ground. See, the engine's starting to spool up. Let's go ahead and put some fuel into this bitch. Oh, wrong way. Alright, so nose to the right and nose to the left means from looking at it this way. Oh, I'm sorry. From inside the cabin. Alright, whatever. No big deal. We'll just make a U-turn. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. I mean, I mean, the different liveries that they have with it, the attention to detail, man. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to take off from BWI here in Maryland. That's going to be awesome.
Pushback complete. Parking brake, please.
All right, parking brake is set.
Brake set.
Transponders on. Still don't have weather operational. Alright, tug is gone. So let's just go to menu. Let's go back to the FMC. We'll put him on, I guess progress. We'll leave him on. No, we'll leave him on N1. And he's going to be on bitch duty. He's just going to be monitoring the flight plan because I really am mad at this guy. He just fucks with his hair all the time. And he has so much grease and gel on his hands, like pomade and stuff like that. Makes everything sticky inside the cockpit, man. He's really annoying. Giga Chad. Alright, let's turn the other engine on. Let's turn this generator on. Let's turn this fuel on. I guess I can get the flight stick connected again. Let me do that. Oh man, when he sees Jester, he runs the other way, man. He sees Jester, he like puts like something up in front of his face, like while he's walking past them. Like, I hope he doesn't see me. Hates that guy. All right, let me make sure I got the right controller. All right, 738, very good. Ooh, that was loud. All right, very good. Let's plug in our altitude, 15,000 feet. Well, I haven't used this kind of system in a while, man. That's going to be fun. All right, we have a heading of 248 for takeoff. And our V2 speed is 148. So let's plug that in. Let's turn our flight directors on. Let's turn on flight continuous. Let's turn on jet generator. Never did turn the yaw dampener on. Let's do that. And now let's come down here. Let's turn on this isolation valve on auto. Let's put the packs on auto. Let's put this up to 15,000. Let's turn off APU bleed. And let's turn off the APU. Logo lights. Wing light, wheel well light, taxi lights. All right, we should be good now. Let's put our flaps down to 5. And let's make it dark outside. I know my friend Grease, he likes it dark. So let's turn the lights down a bit. Let's make it like, there we go. All right, we got to verify takeoff speeds again, then we can taxi out. So let's go to takeoff. Just click on these again. Just click on one of them. There we go. Let's go back to N1. And let's taxi. Oh yeah, since it's dark outside, let me put on the strobe lights. All right, we can release the parking brake. Give it a little bit of fuel. I might not have the parking brakes on. Hang on a second. There we go. Let's put this on data. That way we have info for the different waypoints. We can turn off VOR1, VOR2, we can turn them off. Man, I am so excited for all these planes coming out over the next year. It's going to be awesome. The Caravelle, the 7... I completely forgot about the Caravelle until you just said something. that's going to be awesome. I'm not too familiar with the Caravelle. I've seen a couple of pictures of it, but other than that, like, I don't really know much about it at all. All right, let's turn on traffic. Put our heads-up display down. Just change the brightness of it a little bit. If we can. Are you gonna let us change the brightness? Guess not, huh? No, it's not letting us change the brightness. Oh well, whatever. Might have to slow down. I think we're really going fast, actually. Not too bad. 37 miles an hour. 37 knots. So many good planes coming out, man. Work was so long today, man. All day I was dragging. Ready for it to end. Usually the day goes by pretty quick, man, but today it was just like one of those days, man. One of those days. Alright, we are almost ready for takeoff. Oh, well, we can change that. We can make sure the Caravelle crashes. I'm real good at crashing. We can try to put it right on the aircraft carrier. Yeah, I'm real good at crashing. We can try that. How many restarts we gonna do? We gonna do the first night? That's the real question. How many restarts the first night? I'm getting better with the carrier landings though. I practiced them for about half an hour today on my lunch break. I was able to get in three attempts. I found an airport, Key West, Florida, a naval station in Key West, Florida, and the aircraft carrier is like 20 miles off the coast. So I flew there 3 times today. I landed 2 out of 3 times, but they waved me off every time. But I'm getting closer to being able to keep that little meatball thing like dead center. All right, let's put our parking brake on real quick. Let's go ahead and put our landing lights on. There's a little bar here we can click on. Turn the taxi light off. And let's go ahead and release the parking brake again. I think it's off. I didn't hear it click. Nope. Come on, parking brake, you bitch. There we go. All right, let's go forward. Once we get lined up, we'll turn on the auto throttle. LNAV, VNAV. I think the last time I used this navigation panel was in Aerofly, actually, on my iPad. All right, I'm gonna put the parking brake on. Let's go ahead and arm the auto throttle. Let's arm LNAV. and VNav. Let's put our auto brakes down to anti-skid. And I don't know if we need to have... Oh, we sure can adjust this. What's our... Oh, fuck it. Our trim's okay, I guess. What the hell am I looking for? Oh, yeah. The, most of the time, you don't need to arm the speed brake on this plane, so I'm not going to arm it. But yeah, let's get out of here. Let's, change this to a little bit farther out. Huh. That is a fun fact, man. That is a fun fact, man. I had no clue. All right, let's go. Parking brake's now released. Give it a little juice. Turn up the volume a little bit. Oh, I was holding the brake down on the flight stick. No wonder we weren't moving. It's like, why aren't we going? And I'm like, oh yeah. My finger's on the flight stick.
80 knots.
Nice, smooth.
E1. Rotate. E2. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Pull our throttle back a little bit. Put our flaps up a little bit. Once we get up to about 1,500 feet, we'll put the autopilot on. There we go, autopilot on. Flaps up. Yeah. Yeah. News at 10. Air Malaysia Flight 2597 to Kuala Lumpur today. It's reported... Oh, this just in. Every passenger threw up. Somehow an F-14 pilot got into the cockpit and decided to pretend like he was an F-14 when he took off. I'm sorry, correction. Every person is now throwing up, even the pilot. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Everybody throwing up. And once we get to cruising altitude, we'll kick it to 8 times speed. I should split this video up, actually. I should split it up and do the cruise and do the landing. I think we'll get set for cruise, and then I'll do a different show with how to land a plane. I kind of want to jump in the F-14, to be honest. Like, I'm really jonesing to put it on the carrier, I think. We'll see. We'll see if we can get quickly with the 8x speed. Maybe we'll get to Kuala Lumpur pretty quickly. All right, let's turn off our landing lights. Let's turn off our wheel well, wing lights, and logo light we'll leave on pulse. The fuel light's on because the center is dry, so let's turn these off. Let's ding the flight attendants. Let them know we're hungry and they got to come in topless. All right, unable 250 at... All right. Let's see this, what it said here. Okay, we'll do above 250 like we did last time. So now, instead of doing below, we're going to do above. So 250A slash FL170B. FL170B. What? All right, well, let's do 0.614. And flight level 170B. Invalid. Yeah, man, tomorrow is Sunday, that's right. All right, let's do 0.614. Let's see if we can do that. All right, let's try 250A. I don't know why it won't let us change it this time. It let us change it on the ground. Maybe it won't let us change it because we're in the air now. All right, whatever. Yeah, I read that in the what's it called? The article they had out the other day. Yeah, I'm anxious to see this trailer. Let's click on standard for standard pressure. That changes all of the barometers because that's how we have it programmed in the FMC from when we set up the plane in the beginning. All right, let's go to descent. Let's pull in our descent forecast. Yeah, oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what it's going to look like. Absolutely. Wouldn't it suck? It would suck so bad tomorrow if they showed the trailer and then they showed the brand new Xbox that you need to get in order to run it. All right, let's click load. Execute. There we go. Yeah, that would suck. All right, so we're pretty much like done until we land. So I think we set out to do what we talked about. We got up in the air. You know, I did everything that I said in the beginning of the episode and in the description. Let me show you one last thing before we go to the F-14. When you want to put this thing in 8x speed, like I said before, you got to click on this button here. These are going to change to green. When they change to green, you know you're in 8x. So we're in 8x now. I will tell you that unlike the default sim increase that the simulator has, this one from Pmdg, when you're about a half a mile from the waypoint, it slows down to regular speed. It goes through the waypoint, it makes the turn, and then it picks up speed again about a half a mile out, you know, from where we are. So I hear you. All right, let's get out of this airplane. So we did everything we said we were going to do. We'll do the landing a different day. Or you can watch one of my other videos. Just go to the live section or the Microsoft playlist that I have for the simulator. It's Friday night. I don't know if I want to be on all night. I didn't get a chance to eat either, so I'm getting a little hungry. But we need to have, you know, it can't be a stream nowadays unless we get into the F-14. Let's see if there's anything new worth talking about that came out earlier today. Oh, VFR objects. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank God for dream scenery. What will we do without them? Oh yeah, there's these new planes actually that just came out. The P-47 Thunderbolt from Aeroplane Heaven, which was the manufacturer. That's the manufacturer of the new plane that we flew yesterday. And Breezer Sport, they came out with that, and then the Hurricane M1 airplane came out. So the people that made this C-47 and the Wacko, whatever it's called, that company now has 2 additional planes now in the store here, both of which are like, I guess, World War II era. I did come really close to buying this plane today. This plane actually looked kind of interesting to me. Like I don't know. It's an Embraer, and it looks much better than the Embraers that I already have. Like, this plane actually looked pretty good, but I'm like, man, I already got twin propeller planes. Like, how many of these little planes do I need? You know, I already got a ton of those kind of planes, so I didn't buy it. Anyways, all right, let's go ahead, man. Let's yeah, oh yeah. You'll get a lot more enjoyment out of the Xbox too than all the hoes. In the long term, you get more pleasure. All right, let's go to jets. Hey, friend. We'll just leave the default livery. And let's go to Key West. Because there's a moving aircraft carrier literally like 10 miles away. Something like that. Like, yeah. Here's the aircraft carrier. Here's the naval station that we're taking off from. So this is what I did a few times today. I just took off from runway 32, just flew straight out, circled the bitch, and then tried to land. Ain't got no love for them hoes. Pimps up, hoes down. Get your strong pimp hand ready. All right. I gotta set the flight stick again for the F-14. But yeah, today the 3 times I landed, I wasn't really relying on the instruments inside the cockpit to land. I was relying on the ball and what shows up on the side here with Miltech Sims.
INS, photo line ready.
All right, let me change the flight stick. I think tomorrow, when I have a few minutes, I'm going to condense a lot of these profiles. Man, I got like 15 profiles for this flight stick. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Just a pain in the ass, like clicking through all of them. One of these days, I'll get to the F-14. One of these days. One of these days. One of these days. Fuck me. One of these. Hey! We did it. Yay! All right, resume. Get our formation lights on at least. Get these lights on. It's running real choppy right now. All right, let's get our Miltech Sims. Yeah, we're only 20 miles away. So, all right, let's wow. I don't know, man. We might need to we'll try it. It's running real choppy right now, like oh whatever. Oh yeah, this is Jesus Christ. Hang on. Let me restart. This thing is running real choppy. Wonder why. Maybe I should turn off the simulator and turn it back on, like exit out completely and then reload it. I did buy Ace Combat 7 today for the Xbox. I have it on the PlayStation 4. But I paid $20 today for all of their content for Ace Combat 7. Every DLC, the Top Gun DLC, like everything. Paid $20 for it. Oh yeah, much better. Wow. That was scary before, Jesus. Alright, formation lights.
INS aligned and ready.
Thank you, Jester. Alright, let's park and brake. This thing is still like my plane. It's not even responding to the flight stick. What the hell's going on, man? Yeah, you know what? Let me reload the whole simulator. It's not. It's the wasn't even responding to flight stick. All right. Yeah, I bought this for 20, this for 20, and everything from Ace Combat 7 for 20. Too good of a deal to pass up. Now I got thousands of hours between Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. And Sekiro and Bloodborne, I probably have 1,000 hours easily in that myself, but New Game Plus 5, 6, 7, you know, like and almost all of them, but I never played it on the next gen console. I was really hoping he'd get Demon Souls on this thing, but not yet. But yeah, man, playing Dark Souls again, especially on this, I'm such a huge Dark Souls fan, man. I just love every single one of those games. I know number 2 gets a lot of shit from people, but that Scholar of the First Sin edition I have, man, there's so much content in that thing. So man, there's like 4 huge DLCs plus the regular game. And I know I'll catch shit for this if anybody ever watches this and is a Dark Souls fan, but number 2 is my favorite. Scholar of the First Sin, that's my favorite out of all 3 of them. My favorite game in the whole series and world is Bloodborne. I've seen that mission on Line before, and the play on. I used to watch this guy called the Rad Brad. Well, he's still called that, but I used to watch that channel all the time. I watched him do that mission before. Yeah, that's a pretty cool one. Yeah, I've never really played the Hitman games. I never really gave them a chance. I just watched them online, you know, on YouTube, and that was it. Well, we'll try this a couple of times, and I think I'm going to end it so I can finish getting my dinner together. And all I did was cook the noodles. I haven't actually put it together yet. I haven't had time. So we'll try this a couple of times and then see what happens. But yeah, when I've been landing this plane lately, at least today on the carrier, I wasn't using any instruments inside the cockpit. I was using the Miltech Sims gauges. It actually was a little bit easier. Yeah, I used to play the Uncharted games a lot. All the Uncharted games, even the one with the 2 girls. That one was okay, but the other Uncharted games were amazing. Hitman, I never really got into Hitman as far as playing it. I've watched a lot of Hitman gameplay and walkthroughs and stuff, but all right, let me make sure I got the right flight stick again. All right, we got F-14. And let's try this one more again. I had no issues with this today. Maybe we just had to do a restart. All right, let's go back to this naval base. Oh, wow, you're missing out, man. Uncharted 4 was awesome. The story was a little but the gameplay was great. Uncharted 2 was great. Uncharted 3 was great. I like the Lara Croft games, the Tomb Raider games that came out on PS4, and the 3 that came out on PS4 and Xbox, I guess too. But yeah, Tomb Raider was great. I like those like explore, puzzle solving. All right. And let's turn down the HUD a little bit. All right, so remove the parking brake. Oh yeah, I think we're okay now. This is much more responsive than the last time. That's our carrier right out there. All right, let's get the carrier. Oh shit! Hang on, let me put the autopilot on real quick. We can do a few things. All right, let's get this lined up for the wind. I haven't tried landing at nighttime in this thing yet. I wonder if I should try it at daytime first and then at nighttime, but now I think the ship is traveling. Yeah, it's traveling to the south. So this is the ship heading right here, 187. This is the heading that we need to fly to get to the ship. Oh, I got a text message. It's from Sherry. Hang on, let me send this text message real quick. Give me like 30 seconds. Actually, I need to run to the bathroom real quick. Give me like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Ugh. Period. Sitting down with her tomorrow, going over what I expect with therapy and everything moving forward. All right. We're not in the 737 anymore, but we are in the F-14. Oh, yes. Yes, we are. Ugh. All right, let's go. I guess we'll try landing it in the dark. We can try this one first. This one's way tougher because there's no Tacan, there's no ILS with this. This is all like kind of flying by hand and using like the the ball and shit to land. So lining up might be a little bit of an issue at first. All right, there's our ship. All right, let's brake. Let's brake, bitch. So let's go on opposite of 187, which is about 20 degrees roughly. So we got to get down in altitude. We are way high. Let's start sinking a bit. Let's put this on landing. Normally I would have made a turn already back to the ship, but I want to get down in altitude a little bit more. I agree, Common. That's one of the things we were talking about tomorrow. All right. We're getting down in altitude. We're good. Let's go ahead and put our landing gear down, and let's put the hook down. And right now I'm going to turn and go like 90 degrees to the 187 heading. So I'm going to get on a 260, 270 heading until I kind of get... Dude, we're okay. We're at 1,500 feet. God, Jester. Fucking loser. Alright. There's the ship right there. Let's make our turn towards the ship. Oh, that's excellent, man. Yeah, there are so many of those scammers on... It's terrible, man. That's awesome. I still think they should just release everything under Microsoft. Alright, the back of the ship is blinking red, which means we're too much on the port side. We're still way too high, man. We're gonna have to go around. There's no way we're gonna be able to land this thing. Yeah, we're way too high. Damn it. Yeah, I get tired of those low-quality scammers, man, and I just, you know, I don't ever buy their stuff, but like it just takes up, like, I don't know, it bothers me seeing that kind of shit in the marketplace. You know, signs for the airport, tree height, additional sounds of the airplane. Like, I'm sure if PMDG wanted different sounds, they would have made different sounds. They don't need some shitty little third-party company coming in and adjusting how the cockpit sounds or the engines or... All right, let's go on, I think this is okay right here. There's our ship. All right, let's slow down again since we're at like 400 and some knots right now. Yeah, I get sick of I don't know. I don't know why. I don't really know why it bothers me. It just does. Yeah. Well, I hope they get rid of the shit, like the people that make the shit airplanes too, like like the Captain Sims and stuff like that. Like, he may have been okay back in the day, but man, releasing, I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's really up to them. I don't have to buy it if I don't like it, which I obviously don't. But oh shit, we are far out. I didn't realize we're 9 miles out already. All right, let's turn.
Fuel 8,000.
All right, let's put our gear down. Let's put the hook down again. Yeah, oh yeah. I agree with you on that one. Oh shit, there's the carrier. Yep, that is true. Dude, I think we're lined up wrong. Yep, I think we are lined up wrong. Might have to go around again. Can't tell which way is up or down with this carrier. Oh, I think I understand it now. Damn it. Oh yeah, we definitely need to go around. I know that was the back of the carrier. Alright, whatever. We'll do one more time. We'll do it one more time.
Fuel 7,500.
Alright, let's turn back around to, like, you know, 20 degrees. All right, autopilot's on. Love you too, period. Alright, there's our carrier. We're gonna land on it this time. It's really difficult, like, landing at nighttime. Jesus Christ. I kind of want to get rid of the HUD and just, like, look at the dot on the ship. Let me turn the HUD down a little bit. Alright, I guess that's about as low as it goes. If I don't get it this time in the dark, I'm just going to flip the daytime and land that way. I'm about ready to end this stream tonight. Alright, let's turn the autopilot off. Now let's give it a little more fuel so we don't fall out of the sky. Put the landing gear down. Let's put the hook down. Alright, let's turn around. Jesus Christ. That was a very much delayed reaction. I disengaged the autopilot, and I turned the flight stick, nothing moved, and then all of a sudden it just jolted. Alright, let's get on to about this area for our heading. We can line up with the carrier. Alright, oh shit. Alright, let's turn. Gotta get our nose up in the air a little bit so we don't drop in altitude too much. Crazy that the perfect speed, when that little yellow thing shows up, almost drops us out of the sky. I'll have to look into the Tomcat and see if the landing speed on the landing speed is that close to the stall speed. Alright. We are yellow, which is good. Ball means we're too high. Too high again. Too much on the port side. Fuck you.
I think my vertebrae just turned into vertebrae. They seem so much closer.
This always happens. When they wave you off and you land, it always throws you off the plane. I don't care, that was a good landing. You can wave me off if you want. We landed that bitch in the dark. Alright, let's do one in the daytime, and then we'll call it a night. Yeah, I noticed that. It happens all the time. Whenever they wave you off and you still land, even if that was a good landing. At least for me, that was a good landing. I mean, but yeah, they always do that. They always wave you off, and then you land, and they throw you into the water, throw you out like trash. Yeah, it's exactly like, man, bitch, get off our plane, get off our deck. That's exactly what they'd be like. Bitch, get the hell off our plane. Get the hell off our carrier, bitch. You suck. You know, pilot. Alright, let's go. That's exactly what that anti-noob countermeasures is, right? Get some of those dropped in Call of Duty. When you get on like a 3 or 4 person kill streak, they drop that anti-noob countermeasure. Alright, there's our carrier right there. Go ahead and just put this on landing now. Let's increase the brightness of our HUD a little bit. I don't know if I'd enjoy this plane as much if I was still playing, like if I was using the Xbox controller. Like, having a flight stick really, like, makes this way more enjoyable. So I bought Ace Combat 7, thinking I can use this flight stick with it. Can't use it. Can only use the HOTAS, one of the HOTAS flight sticks with it. I was so upset. I'm like, man, I'm glad I only paid 20 bucks for this thing. I was really looking forward to playing with the flight stick and, like, pulling the trigger and, like, you know, using the, like, I was really looking forward to using the flight stick. But I am not buying a new flight stick to play that game, that's for sure. Maybe we'll stay outside the whole time on this flight. Except when we need to put the hook down. Like I said, I pretty much use this system now, this Miltech carrier, now that I understand the lights and all that, like I've been really been kind of just using that to land once I get lined up. All right, gear down, hook down.
Hey, keep an eye on the sink rate.
All right, sorry.
Fuel 9,000.
So I've flown these landings a lot now, and I really think that they strategically put these battleships where they do to help you line up the plane. Because both of these seem like to be right in line with the dead center back of the almost dead center back of the plane. Back of the plane, sorry. Back of the aircraft carrier. That was funny. Anti-noob countermeasures. I'm going to remember that for a while. That's funny. All right, about 1,000 feet's okay. Our landing speed should really be like 140, 150 knots. And let's get behind this, I guess it's a battleship. Like I said, this one is almost dead center back behind the ship, it seems like. Now, yeah, we're port side. Let's turn towards starboard. There we go, that's good. Green is starboard. We're low. That's okay, that'll change as we get closer. Kind of tough to see the carrier through the plane. That's why I keep on dipping down, because I have trouble seeing the actual carrier. Fuck you. No! We should have waved off. That's funny. The kinetic energy of that landing just caused a tsunami, bro. Alright, well, we're gonna end it there anyways. Fuck it. We landed at night. That's what matters. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, same time. Before everybody leaves, well, there's only one person here, but if anybody's watching this video and you made it this far, please subscribe, hit the like button, notification bell. We got super chats, we got memberships available. Become a soldier in the aviation nation. And you can, you know, have fun as well. Anyways, I will see y'all tomorrow. See you, Grease. I hope you have a good Saturday, dude. I will see you next time. That's later today. Awesome. If not, I will see you next time, my brother. And for everybody else, see ya. Yes, that is true. I just couldn't keep the altitude correct because I couldn't, like, well, whatever. Who gives a fuck? Anyways, you're right. Yeah. Heading and the bearing need to be the same when you're landing. That is true. So, alrighty, guys. I will see y'all later.